Hey everybody, this is Nibs. I just wanted to show you my little creation that I came up with. I know everybody right now is, not everybody, but these little guys are popular. These little Pavos, and I guess they kind of look like a Nevada wannabe. But if you don't like DJI or whatever, and you want to get one of these for some reason, which they're cheap enough. I mean, you buy a new one, they're like $105, something like that. But they are designed for HD. And if you're old school, or if you just want to put an analog system on it, you can, but you won't have an OSD. So, and I tried flying it a little bit like that, and I just wasn't satisfied with the 2 to 3S because I wanted to run that little runcam thumb on there. So what I did was I just bought a kit, and we'll go through what I used to build this thing real quick. It was a pretty simple build. First of all, before I show you, I bought all this stuff myself. I was not given any of this stuff, and I am not being paid for any of this. I just wanted to show you what I built, that's all. Alright, so you can get a frame. Frames, they're not that much. I got the blue frame because I wanted blue. That's the original one I bought, was black, but I wanted the blue frame because I got the blue lights. And I got a set of motors, which they are these motors. You can look them up. Anyway, and I used, instead of being 2 to 3S, I wanted to make mine 4S because they make pretty small 4S batteries that aren't that heavy, and I use them all the time and get longer flight time. This is the all-in-one I used, a crazy F411 with ELRS. I can't remember how much this thing cost, but it wasn't that much. Happy model, I think, makes it. Works real good. I always take and make like my little, all my notes. I keep everything together, like all my stuff for each build I'll keep in a little box somewhere in case I need to reference it. Alright, and the camera I used was runcam Phoenix, I think. So far so good with this camera. I haven't really ran this thing a whole lot. It's mainly made for indoors, but we'll see how the camera does. I use, whenever I'm doing these builds and I want a clean OSD and everything, I use a little Beck. There's a little mini Beck. I use these all the time. These xilo VTXs, 600 watts, pretty lightweight, not real heavy. This thing's got a lot of power for 4S. But anyway, that's what I got going on here. I just got a runcam thumb Pro camera there. I've got a GoPro harness I've modified that I just tie into the balance lead of my battery. Doesn't really affect runtime at all. I put the lights on it just because they look cool. When I'm filming, I just unplug them right there. I got them hooked up. I mean, you can hook them up to your switches if you want, but you can just unplug it or whatever you want to do. But I'm getting 2S and 3S. These are what it came with. I wasn't happy with that. So I'm running either like a 380 up to a 530 with this battery here. With the runcam thumb running, just cruising around, I'm getting like 6 to 7 minutes flight time. I mean, if I freestyle a little bit with this thing, I'm getting like 5.5 to 6 minutes. I'm getting killer flights, tons of power. This thing, I mean, if you want to freestyle with it, just with this setup right here, it'll do pretty much anything you want to do freestyling. But you know, if you want to freestyle, then just get your Grinderino out, or you know, I got these little guys up there. You want to do some freestyling with a whoop, just use them. They're made for it, and it's more fun. But if you want to freestyle with these, they'll do it. Some guys have taken the ducks off and are flying with just the frame and everything, and it's fine too, as long as you don't crash, I guess. But these are very stable frames, killer frames. I like using them. This was just my build. and I'm going to be working at a house tomorrow. It's a huge house down at the beach, and it's a killer house to do fly-throughs. So I'll do a fly-through with this thing. I will be flying it in angle mode just because it keeps you from sucking to the walls as much. It helps just for a better video. I don't have a gimbal or anything on this, so I'm just using what I got. But I'll do a fly-through tomorrow, and we'll take a look, see how it looks. Here we go, we're flying through the hallway, and you can see that it's being sucked up towards the ceiling. Now this is Betaflight settings, just stock. I have not tried to tune this thing for cinematics whatsoever. I do have the motors cut back a little bit because I am running a 4S on 3S motors. My rates are stock Betaflight rates, which are like 670, something like that. There's like no expo at all on anything. I just have the motor output cut back. You can see the rolls real shaky, real fast, up and down, and I'm in angle mode. So you can see right now I'm not too impressed with this tune or anything. It's flying and everything, but not very smooth at all. So in a minute, what I did was I mounted the battery up on top of, there you go, this flight here. The battery's mounted on top. I did some tuning to it, a lot of rate tuning, a lot of expo. I did a couple presets for cinematic, for the ELRS, and some other cinematic settings that are pretty good. It slowed everything way down. I have the motors cut way back. One thing I did not mention in the outro was that I did mount the battery up on top, which you will see when I show the quad when I'm talking in the outro, but I didn't really talk about it in the outro. But I did change the battery. It's mounted sideways across the top. It is smoother now, and I have done a lot of tuning since I did this video. It's almost usable, and my skills are gonna get better as I practice more with this real slow cinematic flying. I'm used to outdoors, like just going for it, freestyling. So that's this flight, and we'll go ahead and do a little follow-up now and see what you guys think. You've seen fly through just with stock Betaflight settings on this thing, and then you've seen the video you just saw with my special little tune on her, which I'm sure I'll be tweaking and doing a lot of different things over time to make it even better. On these little 380s, I am getting like 5 minutes flight time on this 4S with that little camera right there, little thumb pro, and with the like the 530s or the 500 GMBs, I'm getting like 7 to 8 minutes of flight time just cruising around the house. Even outdoors, yesterday I flew it around in very light wind, and it did great. So it's a good setup. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but you can't tell. I got the motors cut so far back, it's ridiculous. I haven't shown you my lights yet. Let me try to do this real quick. But I did go ahead and put some blue lights on this thing. You don't really notice the lights too much in the video when you record, but you do see it in your camera when you're flying. But she's pretty sweet, blue on blue. That's my build, guys.